Hello everyone and welcome back to Ladies of Lavender. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and like to join the Ladies of Lavender family. So today we're going to talk about what period blood actually is. And we'll go into some important stuff that you guys should know. But before we get into that, I wanted to remind you all that we do have a Instagram. Make sure to go follow us at Ladies of Lavender. We post every single week to give you guys a heads up on what video we are posting for the week, and we do donations every other month. So you're going to want to make sure to follow us to learn when we do donations, how it's going, what's going on, stuff like that. So let's get right into the video. Before we get started, I did want to throw out a trigger warning for blood. I know that it was pretty obvious from the title of this video and the intro, but we are going to discuss period blood today. So if that makes you uncomfortable, no problem at all. Go ahead and click off of the video. We left some links down in the description for other videos that you might like, so you can go watch those, but you don't have to watch this one. Also, I want to address the fact that there aren't a lot of studies on period blood and its biochemical components, so keep that in mind throughout the video. Did you know that period blood isn't just normal blood? Period blood, which is blood that leaves the body through the vagina, happens because of menstruation. Period blood is actually made up of normal blood, as well as uterine tissues that are shed during your period. We did a video on periods a few weeks ago, so I'm not going to go into the full process of how period blood comes about. You can go ahead and watch that and then come back to this one. Sometimes period blood will contain other fluids from the vagina and the cervix that keep your pH level low, and they prevent bad bacteria from growing inside the vagina. Period blood can also have different consistencies. Period blood can appear stringy, which is caused by strands of blood or tissue. Period blood can appear clumpy, like the blood is almost jelly-like, which is the most common during the period cycle and can be caused by blood clots that pass through the blood. And this is completely normal. A lot of people go through blood clots when they're on the period. Towards the end of your cycle, period blood may appear more watery and will usually be darker in color, and that's because of all of the oxygen that's coming in contact with the blood, making it appear a darker color. I'm going to do another video on the different colors of period blood, so make sure to stay tuned for that. And when the period blood is darker, it's signaling the end of your period. If your period blood does appear watery, but it's bright red, pink, or just light in color, speak to a parent, guardian, or doctor, because that could mean that you have some kind of injury that needs to be looked at. But now I want to discuss whether or not period blood is dirty or toxic. Some cultures think that period blood is impure. So let's take a look into that misconception. Period blood isn't dirtier than venous blood, which is blood that comes out of your veins, and it's harmless unless someone has blood-borne diseases. But I would imagine that normal or venous blood would still have the same problem. One source that I read said that period blood comes from an organ that is hygienic enough to possibly sustain life. So does that mean that period blood is just as clean as normal venous blood? Let me know down below what you think. So now I want to talk about what isn't in period blood. So menstrual blood contains less iron and blood platelets than venous blood. Platelets are tiny cells that help clot blood and control bleeding. Period blood also doesn't contain anything that makes it smellier than normal blood. This is usually a concern for menstruating people, that their period blood has some kind of odor. So let's think about this. Have you ever fallen and accidentally hurt yourself and you've bled? Do you remember the blood ever having a bad smell? Probably not, right? While period blood is arguably different from venous blood, it's still blood, and it shouldn't have a really bad smell. But with that said, every menstruating person's blood will have a unique natural scent. The different degrees of smell intensity are because of bacteria in the vagina. If you do develop a smell, it's probably because you've left in a tampon, a pad, a menstrual cup too long. So that is it for today's video. I know this is a really quick video, but I just thought this was a really important topic to talk about, especially because a lot of people don't even really know what period blood is. So if you have any questions about today's video or periods in general, you can send us an email at ladiesoflavender20@gmail.com. You could DM us on Instagram at Ladies of Lavender, or you could leave a comment down below. So we have plans to get y'all's requested videos out soon. They all require a little bit more work, so I want to wait until the summer to really start on them because I want to dedicate a lot of time to them. And we will also start a requested video playlist when we start doing those videos. So if you've ever requested a video on the site, you can probably find that video over there once we start it. With that said, please don't be afraid to request videos down below. I know that we have not been able to get to a lot of them, and that's just because a lot of them require a little bit more work or research. So we're gonna get to them as soon as summer starts. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.
I've been looking for an answer.